Well, I made the mistake of looking out at some of the faces of the women in the choir, and now I'm wishing I had a tissue. That was gorgeous, guys. Thank you. Good morning, and welcome to Fountain Street Church, where we are all humans learning to be together in beloved community, in spite of and in appreciation of our differences. I am Margie Peterson, chaplain of this church. This morning, you are invited to be part of the annual lay-designed and led service recognizing the contributions of women to the church and to the world. For this particular service, the focus will be on the Crones, the women, like me, who have seen much of life, who have learned from it, and who give back their wisdom, their time, and their love to this community. At this time, I want to call your attention to upcoming May events surrounding our celebration of the Divine Feminine. There will be a table in the social hall after the service where all of your questions may be answered about the various exciting events and participation opportunities. I hope you will avail yourself of this information. There is a plethora of announcements in the bulletin and in our weekly email blast called The Chimes. If you are not currently receiving the chimes and would like to, please speak to me or one of the others like ushers whom you see helping. Or you can call Cassie in the church office during regular church office hours. And my last announcement is that Renee Theriault will be reading the words of Dolly Lutz this morning, as Dolly has been under the weather for several days and didn't think she should be with us in person this morning. May I give you these words of wisdom from Christine Van Dyke. What still stands? Gnarled, knotted, twists and turns, tracing the passage of time. The injuries of living have wrought their influence and fallen away. What still stands is grace.
Maiden, Mother, Crone, the Threefold Goddess, by Diana K. Sherrard-Nichols. Innocent aspect of the divine three, the maiden blossoms from the waxing moon, a tantalizing glimpse of what will be. Luminous skin like a velvet petal, impervious to what will be hers soon. She's had no trials to test her mettle. The mother springs forth from the full moon's glow, lush and fecund. She's no trembling miss. A woman's mysteries are hers to know. Her allure allows her to fruit the vine. All crave her affection, her loving kiss, as her beauty mellows like oak-cast wine. The moon is waxing, now we have the crone. Withered skin, silvered temples, faded eyes, wisdom of experience, hers alone. The perspective gained grants her much insight. She has the answers to the whats and whys, illuminated by the moon's bright light.
I'd like to call the children to come forward now. Come all the way up onto the chancel. I've got a candle for you. Come on up. They've got the little switch on the bottom. Switch it on.
I've been here before.
Have a candle. Turn it on. Can you turn it on?
I have one of these at my house.
Cool, you can keep that one too. I'm looking for one tall person to come up and light the big candle on the table on the chancel. Can we pass these? Can you pass those? Thank you. Lots of people didn't come up. All right, who wants to light the candle on the chancel table? I don't know if you're tall enough. I need a tall person. Let's try you. Come around behind. Yeah, come on around behind. You're going to take this and light it off that one, and then reach down inside and light that candle. Yeah, just like that.
Put it in here.
You can keep that. No, you can keep it. You can hang on to it. You get it? Yeah, you got it. And then we just slide this thing down and it goes out. Just like that. Lay it down on the table. Thank you. So this morning we're celebrating what you might think of as the grandmothers. Okay, so people that look like me, gray hair, wrinkles. And I wonder if there might be 3 of you who can think of a blessing for the grandmothers. Do you have a blessing for your grandmother? Do you know what you want to say? What do you want to say to the grandmothers?
I want to say I just want to just come with my grandmother's.
Okay. Anybody else? You guys do a blessing every week. Can you think of something you would like to say to bless the grandmothers? Ah, come on.
Yeah. Yeah is how he says grandmother.
Yeah, is how he says grandmother. Okay. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, I would like to have you join me in saying thank you to all the grandmothers for their love. Shall we say that? Thank you to all the grandmothers for your love. And I will say, in honor of the grandmothers, our blessings on all of you. And you can take those candles and go on your way to character school. Thanks.
Seasons of the Mother, Maiden, and Crone by Grace Mariner. The winter witch wears her crystal cape of gray and black. She blends into the trees' long fingers and the icy landscape. She is the crone, the wisest of us all. She carries the knowledge of many lives lived. Seek her, for she will clear your mind, and the answers you seek will fall from her and bring you peace. The Witch of Spring is the maiden dancing in her watercolor gown, picking flowers to see if he loves her or loves her not. She is a flight of fancy, taking to the air like a butterfly. Her mother is awakening and calling for the seed. Seek her, for she will bring out your child's eyes to see the world renewed in yellows, greens, reds, pinks, and purple. The summer witch, round and full like the mother, is fertile and fruitful. She is lush and seductive in her swirling cape of green, her seed sustaining and ever growing. She carries the future in her round belly and the instinct of all the mothers before her. Seek her, for she will fill your heart with the lullabies of another lifetime and bring you abundance. Autumn's witch is enrobed in rich hues of amber, gold, russet, and purple. The leaves scatter as she dances and whirls, calling forth the harvest from the mother's belly. The last of her fertile offering, her hair graying like the thick gray clouds of October as she celebrates the end of the harvest. Seek her, as she will sustain you as mother sleeps and you await the Crones' arrival.
Good morning. My name is Renee Theriault, and I've been asked to share these words and thoughts from Dolly Lutz. Hi, everyone. Fountain Street Church has been my church home for most of the last 40 years. When I saw the prompts for this talk, the word that jumped out was challenges. Then the word that jumped into my mind was bodies, especially aging bodies. Please follow my thought process. Aging bodies, bodies slowing down, less movement, less energy, less vitality, downward spiral. How to change? Movement, the elixir. Moment, breathe. Take one slow, deep breath. Feel the life filling up your body. Movement, walk. Keep it simple. Walk outside and breathe. Soon we will be released into spring. Life will be popping. New colors, sounds, sights, smells. Walk and breathe deeply. Can't walk outside? Open a window. Breathe. Our most essential movement. Think how little movement it takes for a creek not to freeze in the winter. Let's move and breathe and not freeze.
Good morning. Recently in our house, there's been quite the conversation about to die or not to die. No, I'm not talking about my demise, rather my hair. Let it go grey or dye it. Some of my strong daughters think that I should embrace it, end my age, and go completely grey and natural. But I, who have dyed my hair since I was a teenager, because I was mousy brown, and who wants to be mousy brown, find that very hard to agree to. When I was asked to be involved in this service today as a crone, I thought to myself, I'm too young to be part of that. But I am in my last year of my 50s. And according to some of the reels on my phone, almost 2/3 of my life is over. Hair colour is not going to change anything that the future will bring. Growing up in a village in Ireland, I was always surrounded by all age groups, but most older women in that community did not appear to care about their appearance, as they were very busy with their daily visits to the church for the next big journey to the pearly gates. I still feel I need to grow into this new phase of my life with our last child leaving for college next fall. We will be empty nesters, and there is a lot to do in the next 3 3/4 years. Since I did my application over the weekend for citizenship, to this country. And in the description, when asked for colour of hair, I wrote blonde. I guess I'll be going to the salon soon. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Carol Koistra, and my question today is, how has your perspective on life changed as you have gotten older? When I was a little girl, I had 6 older sisters. They were my mentors and helped me develop my perspectives. They taught me the love of singing and of swimming. Those loves remain. They all married Dutch Christian Reformed men and had children and paved a clear path for me, and I followed it. But life's journey has many stages, offering opportunities to change your perspectives. But life's journey has many opportunities to change your perspectives. Thank you. In my mid-40s, I became a Fountain Streeter and learned from the writer Corey Allen that the courage it takes to leave behind what's not for you anymore is the same courage that will help you find your way to what is. At age 86, I look back at those stages and perspectives and realize that at this stage in my life, my perspective is my desire to be free. To remember that no one has control over my mindset, thoughts, or well-being but me. Free to find my religious truth, free to explore my spiritual path, free to follow my developed value system, and free to follow my personal motto, which is, where there's a will, there's a way. And on this 2025 International Women's Day, I pray for the freedom of all women, to honor the theme of this year, empowerment. 2 mentors in my life have stated the importance of freedom. Maya Angelou, who said, "Being free is being able to accept yourself for who you are." And David Rankin, who said, "Freedom is the oxygen of the human spirit." Freedom is my desired perspective as I have gotten older.
Good morning, Fountain Street Church. I'm Cindy Peck. I grew up in the little village of Spring Lake, where nature smiles for 7 miles, as that downtown billboard said. My family, including extended family, was small and not particularly tight-knit. We gathered together for the required holidays, including birthdays, and shared homemade family Midwestern food, desserts always being my favorite. And in this family, working hard, showing up, and being a little bit judgy were just pretty standard fare. Education was important because it was a means to a larger paycheck. It was something that you got through, not something that you did for value of knowledge or how it might even enhance your thinking. I went off to college knowing I did not want to toil my days in a factory or at the McDonald's counter where I did my high school term. I worked moderately hard to earn an education degree, and I found an area of special education really interesting and enjoyed the challenging of unlocking children's minds and teaching them how to learn. In the 80s, we didn't have the benefit of Google to help us quickly locate information on the current brain research of of science-based instructional strategies. However, those topics did show up in my master's program, and it really motivated me to keep me interested. And I found adult learning theory and curriculum development interesting enough to keep me in grad classes and had professional opportunities which allowed me to apply that learning. I felt like I was an expert on enough things to feel competent and at times just a little bit above average. And somewhere along the way, I married, acquired stepdaughters, and birthed a son. Between these formerly little humans and the humans I worked with for 30 plus years, I found my thinking on parenting and education to evolve. I'm no longer an expert working to pour knowledge into their heads. I'm an adult who has a good deal of life experience, a great deal of book learning, and much of it not so really very interesting. My teaching has evolved to my learning from all of my kids, my former students, adult children, and our own character school children here. I listen, I watch, I ask more questions, and I marvel at all that they know. And I wish I was as smart and as creative as they were and are right now. I still get to encourage, share information here and there, but not only am I no longer the expert in the room, and I don't want to be either. I want to understand how they are experiencing their world and encourage them to keep exploring, to keep questioning, and keep pushing for more imaginative solutions to our world of lots of big problems. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Claudia Bajema, and I am old, at least according to my grandson. Jordan asked to interview me for his sociology class assignment, a report on aging. First question, what surprised you most about getting old? I did not have to think about that. It happened so fast. I was not being facetious. Further conversation, however, made it apparent that although it seemed to happen suddenly, it was not fast. It has actually taken a long time and many experiences to get here. What are you most proud of? That's easy. Him and his siblings and cousins, his mother, his aunt and uncles. What makes you happy? Simple things that I once took for granted. The sound of Lake Michigan waves, the colors of the sunset and the sunrise, the cycles of the moon, the first snow, crocus poking through the frozen earth, new babies, the thoughtfulness and kindness of others. I especially enjoy people of other generations. What do you miss about previous life stages? Energy. I do not have the stamina I once had. I do not contribute professionally or at the same level personally. I'm in the audience now, no longer essential to the production. What makes you sad? I am sad when those I love are sad. I'm sad as loved ones decline and suffer, losing those who were part of me, who shared my joys and sorrows. The cost of living long is loss. I am so grateful for the years I've had, for those I have loved and those who still love me, for my health and theirs, for every new life, for you and this space, and for all my memories. The actress Ingrid Bergman once said that getting old is like climbing a mountain. You get a little out of breath, but the view is much better. I'm a little out of breath, but the view is worth the climb.
Hello again. I have been a member of Women's Association for quite a number of years now, probably 15 years or so. I started working with them as part of Parent Circle, and my late mother-in-law, Phil Penny, was a member there and had been chair for several years, and it was a group that needed some support and some youth. So I stayed on, and it's been some of the happiest times of my time in this community to have been part of Women's Association. It was known, it's the oldest group at this church. From the very beginning we've been here. Women have been the backbone of this church, and don't let anyone tell you that it hasn't been, because we have. We were known as the Women's Working Society, and we became the Women's Association, I believe, sometime in the 60s. Women in this church, down through a lot of years here, never were known as their name. So I was Mrs. Lance Penny. Only in death did we find out women's first names, because women didn't have an identity without their husband. We had several guilds that came up in the church, and most of them are now gone. But we created the Memorial Guild a few years ago. And as I can attest to in the last recent months, you never know you need something so badly, until you have that time when you have that loss in your life. I know everybody we've catered for their service, or we've helped out, or we've washed dishes for, have always come and said it meant the world to them, because it's a time when you want somebody there. We're always welcoming new people into Women's Association. We want to take some of the women out of the kitchen. I think now is the time for women to unite and take their power and go with it, because we've seen what happened when a woman had the audacity to run for the office in this country. Now is the time for women to step forward and fight, because you're going to need those damn gloves on right now. And while I'm talking about that, I'm talking welcoming men. We need some men to come into the kitchen and help with this, you know. Come on, we're supposed to be a woke congregation. Where are the men? So we'd love to have some of the lads in the kitchen. So last Friday, if some of you were paying attention, we got an order down from the People's House in Washington that March is now Irish American Heritage Month. So that was a very big surprise to me, because I didn't think we did anything in March for Irish people. It's great to see an orange man celebrating the green for once. And speaking of that, and a way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we're having our annual Irish soup lunch next week. I'll be in the kitchen. We'll be making 2 types of soup. We'll be making corned beef and cabbage, and we'll be making potato leek, which will be gluten-free and vegetarian. We'll have Irish soda bread and salad, and we'll have Irish music, thanks to Mark Fitzpatrick, who always comes every year and brings a lot of musicians with him and some singers. It's a great bit of crack, and we would invite you all to come. We're hoping to use some of the proceeds from that to support a local women's group in the city. So please, I know today is our collection is for us as well. So I would hope that you would all dig deep and remember the Women's Association, and come next week to the old hangout. It's going to be fun. Thank you so much. Thank you.
As we come to the close of our annual celebration of women, of femininity, and this year especially of Crones, I send you on your way with these words from Jeanette and Sineas. "How many years of beauty do I have left?" she asked me. "How many more do you want?" Here is 34. Here is 50. When you are 80 years old and your beauty rises in ways your cells cannot even imagine now, and your wild bones grow luminous and ripe, having carried the weight of a passionate life, when your hair is aflame with winter, and you have decades of learning and leaving and loving sewn into the corners of your eyes, and your children come home to find their own history in your face, when you know what it feels like to fail ferociously and have gained the capacity to rise and rise and rise again, when you can make your tea on a quiet and ridiculously lonely afternoon and still have a song in your heart, queen owl wings beating beneath the cotton of your sweater, because your beauty began there, beneath the sweater and the skin. Remember? This is when I will take you into my arms and coo, "You brave and glorious thing, you've come so far. I see you. Your beauty is breathtaking." Blessed be.